Jay want you to say hello. They're coming.
Welcome, Husker Nation, inside Memorial Stadium for the first time of the 2023 season. Alongside David Benning, I'm Jessica Cootie. This is Husker Game Day Live, presented by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. It's crazy that we've already played 2 games, and this is the first one here inside the stadium.
I know, but you can tell the vibe just feels different, doesn't it? I mean, there were a ton of people here early, even for a night game. It should be kind of a staggered crowd, but you can tell that folks are ramped up and they're ready to get going.
So kickoff set for 6 o'clock. We will be carrying the live sights and sounds of pregame warm-ups, the band playing, the tunnel walk up until kickoff, and then you'll have to flip on over to Fox Sports 1 to watch this game. But let us know where you're watching. We love getting those Go Big Reds from all across the nation and even around the world. But 0-2 and a couple, the first one was a heartbreaker and didn't perform as well as they would hope to last week, especially the second half. How do you feel about where this team is at mentally going into this one here today?
Well, I kind of like them emotionally, right? You get a chance to come back home where you can kind of feel good about yourself. It's the friendly confines. They're used to this routine. They've used to getting practice reps out here, and I think they're excited to be back where they can just kind of rally around one another.
Well, the big news of the whole week, Jeff Sims suffered the ankle injury last week in the game against Colorado late in that game. He was held out of practiced a little bit. I watched him a little bit going through a few of the warm-ups. He was throwing passes to some wide receivers. He's listed as questionable up until this point. So Heinrich Harburg has been preparing all week like he is the guy, and I think you've maintained this all week, is that you don't expect the offense, and you hope that the offense doesn't change much between Jeff Sims and Heinrich Harburg.
I don't. I think that's a really critical point, and I know you'll get a good feel for that as the game goes on as well, because you're so close to it on the sidelines. But I say that primarily because the offense is trying to establish continuity, right? So you want them to get into a rhythm. So you don't want to see wholesale changes just because you changed quarterbacks. They're very similar in terms of some of their athleticism and certainly their football IQ. So you hope that you continue to feed the running backs, sprinkling, the quarterback run game, and take some shot plays. I hope it looks similar to kind of what we've seen sans the turnovers.
For as good as the defense has been, I talked to Coach Rhule last week at halftime, and he said, yeah, we're getting great pressure on the quarterback, but we got to find a way to get some takeaways. And then immediately after the game, that's what the players were saying. We've heard it all week. How can this defense even generate even more turnovers? I mean, for as good as they've been, how do they take it up a notch and generate some turnovers?
So I think it's like carpe diem, right? You want to seize the day. They get a lot of helmets to the ball carriers. They've been close. I think they're ready to kind of get over the hump. They're starting to brim with a little confidence. And sometimes when you play free and you're playing fast, takeaways reveal themselves, and I think that's a lot of what these guys will try to do today.
I've been so impressed on the sidelines with this defensive staff. I mean, for a lot of these guys that haven't coached together before this season, and for Tony White taking over as defensive coordinator, for as many guys that are playing, for as many different looks as they're throwing at people, they're like a well-oiled machine already. I mean, how impressive you've been with what Tony White has been able to do through 2 games.
Yeah, so it's been really fun to watch, right? He's such a good teacher, and he's got the gift of discernment. So he's very good at reading people. He knows what tempo and tenor that he needs to talk to specific players, and it's not carte blanche like one deal communicates with all. He's very, very good. And you kind of tipped me off to this in Minneapolis when you said you liked the way that they were communicating with one another on the sidelines in terms of their style of delivery. And I've kind of watched that close. It has been fun to watch.
How about the AD, Trev Alberts, just video bombing us there as we're on camera?
Tom
Osborne's right
he
there.
He has no idea what's going on. He's as starstruck, even though he played for him too as anybody else. So it's like, Trev kind of does what he wants to do.
This is the Legends Corner over
It
here.
is. There's some big time folks over here with, Crouch and Frazier and Larry the Cable Guy, and of course Trev Alberts and Tom Osborne. I mean, it's star-studded.
It's a 100-year celebration of the stadium, and I interviewed you for a podcast series that we're doing, kind of highlighting some of the most memorable games that have been played here inside the stadium. But 100 years, and even just seeing you interact with some of your teammates down here and some of the guys that you didn't play with, how cool that brotherhood is. I mean, it's special to have taken a part and have been a part of 100 years inside the stadium.
You hit the nail on the head. It's probably the thing I miss the most, right, is the camaraderie. It's not really the games or the victories. It's actually the camaraderie, right? And I'm still such good friends with these guys. I just was with Eric this week, and Tommy and I are figuring out what we're doing tonight. So I love these guys, and it's a special bond and a special time.
All right, well, let's get back to some X's and O's here. I mean, they're getting ready to take a photo op, so sorry, we apologize. We got some people getting in our shot here, but we'll get to some pictures of practice here in just a second. But let's get back to some of the things we're looking for out of this offense. And
Good.
you,
Good to see you too.
Greet your coach there. Offensively and running the football, we saw get going a little bit last week with Gabe Irvin and Ramir Johnson. How much does that need to continue to be a trend today, especially with a new quarterback?
Well, you're messing with my heartstrings. Like, that's my thing, right? It's been like that since fall camp. I want to see the ground game get established through the running backs, not just the quarterback run game. And I actually think that that's going to be pretty important. Then I like the fact that they were kind of coming into their own, and I would really like to see them build on that tonight.
Well, what are you expecting out of Heinrich Harburg? You had mentioned that you hope the offense stays the same, but how much do you expect him to be ready for this opportunity?
Well, I'm sure there'll be some nerves, right? Potentially the first time that he'll be a first-time starter out here if they go with him tonight, and so he's going to have to kind of settle in early, which makes that ground game even more important, right? You want to hand the ball off to some guys that can get you to stay on schedule and convert some early, easy passes. His first pass a week ago, 3rd and long. I mean, that's not ideal for a guy that's getting his first meaningful playing time. So hopefully they can ease him into it, but he'll have to manage some nerves early on.
Let's talk about your guy, Tristan Alvano, the kicker. He missed the kick last week. I was really impressed with how the guys went up to him, put his arm around him, and but he stayed. He does not change, no matter if he makes a kick or misses. The 2 games
true.
that I've watched him, and the way that he stays locked in. But how big would it be for him to maybe knock a few down here today? Yeah,
that would be big, right? And you're right. Like, you got his personality down to a T. He's very competitive, and he wants multiple cracks at it, and so he'll get in a rhythm. He loves kicking in this stadium.
Obviously.
So that will be a good part of what we'll see tonight. And the other thing is converting when you have scoreable opportunities will be critical. And he's got a big leg, so once they get close to being within his range, they won't be afraid to call his number at all.
We've been hearing that Teddy Prohaska is ready to go. But for the offensive line, it's a big task, a tall task against the Northern Illinois defensive front that they've received a lot of praise from this coaching staff all week. So what do you need to see from the Nebraska front to be able to go up against that Northern Illinois front?
I'd like to stay on schedule. Don't shoot yourselves in the foot with any pre-snap penalties. Right, just stay to the task with the task at hand, and that is to move people. And as long as they continue the positive thoughts, I think they'll call a game where they can play to the offensive line's strengths. I look for them to play well tonight, even though I do feel it will be a very tall task.
All right, I want to talk to you about a couple players to watch. Who are you really keying in on to watch here today? Let's start with the offense.
Well, on offense, I look some sort of the combination of the tight ends with Borkature and Fedoni. Those are guys that I think are starting to really find their way into this offense. And they can be a quarterback's best friends. They play pretty close to the line of scrimmage, and they're guys that I think that catch the ball really, really well, and they're safe, right? You want safe targets. So I like Fedoni. I like Borkature. Defensively, it's like a bad line from the wire. Omar's coming, right? I'm a big Omar Brown fan, and I think he's gotten off to a very good start, and he'll have a chance tonight with how Lombardi hasn't taken care of the football up to this point, where he may get one, and he'll have some opportunities. I'm really looking for Omar Brown to do some big things.
One of the things I noticed in Northern Illinois' win over Boston College is pretty even statistically if you look at the team stats. But one of the ways that Northern Illinois, the Huskies, really separated themselves is they dominated the time of possession. And it's almost like two teams that want to kind of do the same thing here tonight.
Yeah, they've had a hard time finding some footing in the ground game, but they're committed to it. And they'll run it, and then they'll run it some more, and then they'll run it again. And they've been able to chew clock and really possess the football. That's something that I think Nebraska wants to do, which is kind of why third down stops and converting on third down when you're on offense will be such a big deal. If people want to squeeze the air out of the ball and take possessions, you want to be able to convert third downs and keep folks from converting.
We always like to see where people are watching from, because I mentioned at the top that we got Husker fans all across the country, everywhere. And see if we can hit the 50 states. I see Montana. Anna's watching in Montana. Got Fort Morgan, Colorado. That's where John Johnson is watching. There's a North Platte, Nebraska. Husker fan from Iowa. Do we have an update on the Iowa score, by the way? There's Wisconsin. Vic is watching in Wisconsin. Jacksonville, Florida, that's where Lana is watching. Scott says, who's the quarterback tonight? Jeff Sims, we've mentioned this. Jeff Sims is questionable. Listen, that's questionable. We probably expect it to be Heinrich Harburg here to start this game.
Yeah, that would be my gut, right? I think that he's gotten the bulk of the reps, and I don't think they want to mess with the continuity. So let him kind of settle in and see if he can get his legs underneath him and see if we can't rally around what the defense has been able to do so far.
Well, one of the things that is different, which, by the way, if you're watching on our live stream, we will not be carrying this game live throughout the whole game. It's just all throughout the pregame warm-ups and festivities, so you can watch the band, all through the band, and then the tunnel walk. The tunnel walk is different this year. Is it going to be weird to see them go on out the other tunnel?
Yeah, as long as I hear the music, I'm good, right? I don't care where they come from. They could drop them in out of a helicopter. I like to hear the music, and it lets me know what's coming. It's those uncontrollable goosebumps, but it is nice to see kind of the evolution of the stadium and just a new regime put their own stamp on things.
How much do you expect them? I mean, do you think they will? Because you've heard how much it means to them to be able to coach for this team, this program, and the history and the tradition. Do you think they'll take it in? Take a moment to take it in?
Yeah, I think you have to, right? It's part of the ambiance. It is what makes Memorial Stadium as special as it is. I think you have to take a second and stop and smell the roses. You can get back to playing, but give yourself a chance to embrace what makes this place special.
All right, let's end this on your big keys, your 3 big keys, and it starts with the defense and those takeaways.
Yeah, you got to get off to a good start. You want to build on the momentum that you've been able to establish defensively. You know, you haven't been able to get off the field on third downs, even though you've had great success rates on first and second down. Maybe a takeaway will help with that. Get off to a good start. Let the crowd get into it, and I think it starts with the black shirts.
Another thing that you said really important is to be able to put points on the board when you get into the red zone.
Yeah, you want to convert. When you have scoring opportunities, you don't want to leave yourself with goose eggs. It's a momentum killer, kind of takes the air out of the sails of this crowd. You want to keep them in it by scoring on the opportunities to do so.
The last thing is in regards to that defensive line for Northern Illinois that we talked about.
You got to find a way to neutralize the big uglies up front. Consistency in the ground game, run the football, and commit to running the football. When you take your shot plays down the field, because I think they will. Some young guys will play tonight and give Nebraska an opportunity for chunk plays. It comes off run action. Control those big guys up front to give your quarterback a chance.
Last thing I got for you, we've heard a lot about how this team just wants to win so bad, and some of it may be mental errors, and they, this going back to the ones that Coach Rhule said, hey, this is my first year here. I don't know about the past, but there are some players that still have maybe that mental block a little bit of just wanting to win so hard and maybe making some mistakes. How do you get past that? How do you get past that and where that flip switches? You
got to remind folks that have fallen in love with the process, right? This is why you make all those deposits in practice, your off-season work, winter conditioning, so you can draw on that, because games are for a celebration. And tonight you want to remind guys it's about the process. Yes, you want to be outcome-based, but that can't be first and foremost. Stay in the moment, flush it, make them snap it again.
All right, he's Damon Benning. I'm Jessica Cootie. He'll be on the call with Greg Sharp here tonight on the Huskers Radio Network. Again, we'll be taking this up right up until kickoff, where you can watch the tunnel walk, the band, all of that good stuff. For now, we're going to listen in to Greg Sharp's pregame chat with Coach Rhule. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Winning or losing, whether you're feeling good or not feeling well, it's about showing up every morning. It's about being the best version of yourself. It's about practicing and preparing and taking care of yourself and being a great student, being a great member of the community. It's about getting to the games and trusting your training, not getting into crucial moments and making something up, not panicking, but instead playing with great confidence, one play at a time, and that not letting a pass play affect the future. So I think for our guys, we played really good football in spurts, and what we want to do is put that together for 60 minutes, offense, defense, special teams, and see what that means for us.
The last drive of the game last week, some valuable experience had to be for Heinrich to go lead a drive, and Fedoni went out and made a couple plays. You had to like that.
Yeah, I think the thing we're seeing with Thomas is, as he gets his, proverbial legs underneath him, you can see him really looking quick, explosive, hit top GPS speeds this week. So I was glad he had some plays made last week. It really, was really good for him. And then, to your point about Heinrich, hasn't played a lot of football. To get out there, have a chance to play, lead a 2-minute drive. Even at the end, we didn't call timeout, and try to throw it in the end zone. We just made him play it. If we scored, we scored. If we didn't, we didn't. Gave him great, valuable experience, which hopefully can help him moving forward.
We didn't see Nick Henrich or Jamari Beltner week 1. We did week 2. Were you pleased with the way they played?
Oh, yeah. I thought both guys played good football. It's happy for them. Nick's undergone so much to get back to this point. And Jamari's worked so hard then to get hurt and miss week 1. So glad that they're both out there, and I think they'll be valuable for us.
Husker football brought to you in part by your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com for all your truck, SUV, and electric vehicle needs. More with the coach coming up next.
This is the Matt Rhule pregame show, brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. You're listening to Big Red Football.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Now get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 and F-150 Lightning, only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Did you know that Lincoln's water is 4 times more hard than what is recommended? This will shorten the life of your water heater, harm pipes through mineral buildup, and is bad for your hair, skin, and clothes. What's the solution? A water softener. Go online to jhlincoln.com to learn more about water softeners and our flexible financing offers, or call
John Henry's 435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics, research, and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here, too. And we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Caring for the land is one of the most important, fulfilling things a person can do. If you're looking to add more land to your ag operation or refinance existing debt, Dakota Mac can help. For 30 years now, they've been providing long-term, fixed-rate loans for ag real estate. To make things easy, Dakota Mac has an experienced specialist in your area.
Hi, it's Jim Persinger from Dakota Mac. Call me at 308-284-3260 to learn all about our competitive rates on ag real estate loans.
The 1890 Initiative, helping Husker athletes navigate name, image, and likeness. To learn more or donate, visit 1890nebraska.com. Today, the opponent, the Huskies of Northern Illinois, they're 1-1. They got a nice road win in week 1 against Boston College. When you don't have a sexy name across the front of the jersey, it probably helps to see them go win a game like Boston College to show your guys that this is a legit team.
Yeah, no doubt. I think when you see the tape, you see the players that they have, you see them beat Boston College, you can see that they're a good team. A lot of our guys, remember 2017 because they're Husker fans. They grew up watching this team, so they know that Northern Illinois plays with confidence, plays football the right way, and so our guys respect them and we'll be ready for them.
Their quarterback's as old as some of our GAs on their roster. 7th-year guy. What does he do well?
Well, he's an excellent passer. They've thrown a lot of passes, a lot of drop back. Typically protects the ball. Had a couple turnovers last week, but no matter what you do, he's seen so much. He's going to be in the right protection, get in the right play, make the right decision. Their offense is well put together, and he's a pretty locked-in player.
You mentioned earlier in the week you really are impressed with their defensive line. Talk about their defense and what challenge are they today?
Well, it starts up front. They're really explosive. They're dynamic rushers, or dynamic in the run game. A lot of movement. They'll try to do a lot of things to disrupt sort of our downhill run game. So they'll play man with it. They'll play zone with it. But they're not going to be afraid to come out and play man against us. So we're going to have to make some plays in the run game. But I think what would really help us is to have some success in the passing game, really loosen people up and not let them just sit there and overload the box.
Maybe a game-time decision on Jeff, but valuable practice time for the week for both Chubb and Heinrich. And you have some confidence in those two guys.
A ton of confidence. They, I've said along, including camp, hey, I really, really like our quarterback room. Obviously we've been, had some turnovers the first couple weeks. I think whoever goes out there is going to, understand that, hey, we can't win doing those things and play better as a result.
Folks, this week's contestant from the Woodhouse block punt for a touchdown contest is Mary Queen from Lincoln. Remember, if the Huskers block a punt, take it back for 6 points, Mary could win a 2-year, 10,000-mile-per-year lease on a truck from Woodhouse. Go to Huskers.com/Woodhouse for official rules and how to get yourself entered for the rest of the season. Some final thoughts from the head coach coming up next.
On the Huskers Radio Network.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
Challenge. It's not something you shy from. It's a chance to up your game. Every day brings a new challenge. But with the enhanced Channel Seed brand on your side, you can rise to it. With our top-performing seed, innovative digital tools, and expanded agronomic support, you can turn tomorrow's challenges into your next advantage. Your enhanced Channel Seed brand. Let's rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Read and follow pesticide label directions, IRM, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
Is your garbage disposal not disposing? You had one job. Drains backing up can cause a horrible smell in a home, damaged pipes, and so much more. Some signs that your garbage disposal may be going out include frequent clogs, abnormal and louder noises than normal, or water is leaking from the bottom, just to name a few. John Henry's is here to take care of all the pipes and drains in your home. Call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
This is Big Red Football.
Hey, Mom. Yeah, I got in a crash. I'm okay. I was wearing my seatbelt.
People count on you to buckle up. Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sapp Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sapp Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sapp Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
Farmers Mutual Nebraska, experience the personalized difference when your insurance is kept local. Visit fmne.com to contact an agent near you. First home game, thank goodness, it's finally here. It's going to be exciting. The crowd's going to be fired up. Night games at Memorial Stadium are special. How special is this for you to go out there on Tom Osborne Field?
Oh, well, it's unbelievably important to me and meaningful to me, and I'm grateful that my family can be here to be a part of it. My family's picked up and moved and started a new life so that we have a chance to do this. And you do all the work that we do for the players and for moments like this. So I'm excited to see our guys go out there and play in front of a home crowd, and we feel a responsibility to make sure that we play good football while we're out there.
You've been to a lot of Husker sporting events, PBA, Devaney Center. How big of an impact can this crowd have for the Huskers?
Oh, it can be wonderful. I mean, it can be dynamic. We've seen in the last couple of weeks what a crowd noise can do. So as much as it can be something that pumps you up, for your team, it can also be such a have such an effect on the other team. And, that's what we need versus a team like this. We need to get them off the field on third down. And so hopefully the crowd noise and the excitement and the energy will really help us.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Comments of the head coach of the Huskers. Hey, nothing goes better with Husker Sports in Fairbury. Fairbury premium quality hot dogs deliver the home game experience to your family and friends. Fairbury, the official hot dog of Husker Nation. More pregame coming up from Memorial Stadium next.
On the Huskers Radio Network.
SeatGeek's the ticketing app for fans like the sideline shot caller.
Come on, boys, pick up the pace.
SeatGeek got him a great deal on seats right near the action, so when he yells,
"What are you doing? Block him!"
he can be absolutely sure the players heard him. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sapp Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sapp Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sapp Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
Welcome back to the Acres Broadcast Center at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. I'm Matt Coatney. Let's take a look at the Sandhills Big Ten scoreboard update. The 1890 initiative, helping Husker athletes navigate name, image, and likeness. To learn more or donate, visit 1890nebraska.com. There is one Big Ten Conference League matchup today. All 14 Big Ten teams are playing this weekend, including Maryland, who played last night in College Park. Maryland was down 2 scores in the first quarter, but scored 42 unanswered points to defeat Virginia 42-14. Penn State at Illinois, Nittany Lion quarterback Drew Aller did not throw a touchdown pass today, but he had a better day than Illini quarterback Luke Altmaier, who threw 4 interceptions. Penn State wins it 30-13. Indiana hosted Louisville in Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Stadium, down 21-0 at the half. The Hoosiers scored 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, but that was it. Louisville defeats the Hoosiers 21-14. At Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin, Georgia Southern playing the host Badgers. This one was at the half 7-all, a tie game, but the second half was all Wisconsin. They benefited from 6 Eagles turnovers, 5 of them being interceptions from quarterback Davis Brin, and the Badgers won it 35-14. Games in progress right now. Number 20 North Carolina early in the fourth quarter leads Minnesota in Chapel Hill 24-13. They are midway through the third quarter. 25th ranked Iowa leads Western Michigan 16-10. Midway through the fourth quarter in New Jersey, Rutgers leads Virginia Tech 28-16. Number 6 Ohio State midway through the third quarter leading Western Kentucky 42-10. Michigan State getting blown out by number 9 Washington 28-0. Middle of the second quarter. I'm Matt Coatney in the Acres Broadcast Center in Lincoln. Get ready, Nebraska. The Big Red is home for the first time in the Matt Rhule era. Greg Sharp, Damon Benning, and Jessica Cootie are all ready to go. Husker football next.
This is Nebraska football, fueled by Hy-Vee. The final moments before kickoff are presented by the Nebraska Lottery, helping build a better Nebraska. And your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com. The Lincoln Airport is now the official airport of the Huskers, with direct flights to Denver, Chicago, and now Houston. Book your tickets on goflylink.com.
Jack West to the 35, nice move, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, run, big fella.
Today's game broadcast is also presented by these local sponsors.
The start of the season has not been kind to the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Playing on the road in back-to-back weeks to start the season for the first time since 1995, and to do it against 2 Power 5 schools. Not ideal at all for the start of the Matt Rhule era. But today, the Huskers are back in Memorial Stadium, ready for their latest home opener since 1981. Good late afternoon to you from Lincoln, Nebraska. Tom Osborne Field. I'm Greg Sharp. The sting of the late loss to Minnesota was followed up by more turnovers last week against Colorado. Late in last week's game, quarterback Jeff Sims rolled an ankle. He is listed as questionable for today's game, making room for Heinrich Harburg, perhaps to make his first career start. The Kearney Catholic star is an impressive athlete, stands 6'5", and he's one of the faster players on this Husker team. He will look to try to rev up this offense that has only managed 24 points in 2 games. He's going to face a Northern Illinois squad that returned 7 starters on defense. And they have a defensive line that Matt Rhule says is the best one that NU has matched up against so far this year. The Huskies are 1-1. They upset Boston College in week 1. Boston College today nearly knocked off third-ranked Florida State back in Boston. They then turned the ball over themselves 3 times last week, and they got upset at home by Southern Illinois 14-11. Unlike Nebraska, Northern Illinois will start a 7th-year quarterback in Rocky Lombardi. The former Michigan State Spartan has actually started a game here in Lincoln. Back in 2018, the Huskers were able to turn back the Spartans on a snowy day here in Nebraska's capital city. No snow today. It is beautiful for the home opener, and when we return, we'll hear the thoughts of 2-time national champion Damon Benning. This pregame continues from Lincoln.
You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
Imagine going through life without a supporter or a cheerleader. I was one of those kids. I grew up in a friendly home, but I needed some extra guidance. Like that time I didn't do so well on my history test or when my grandfather died. I went from being a shy girl to a confident young woman getting ready to graduate with a degree in psychology. All it took was a visit from my mentor at school once a week. She transformed my life for the better. I'm Allie, and I'm a Teammates mentee. Mentor a kid like me. Go to teammates.org to learn how.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farm game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and with time and labor-saving measures, ground-truthing results, and effective input reduction. Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Let Shelter Insurance get you in the game this football season. The Nebraska Huskers are gearing up for another big year, and this is your chance to win tickets from Shelter Insurance and the Husker Radio Network. Contact a Nebraska Shelter agent, and they'll register you for a chance to win tickets to one of 4 home football games this season. Only Shelter agents can register you, so call, email, or drop by for your chance to win. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Huskers and ask them to register you to win.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
This is Big Red Football.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. Partner with a team who knows the entire roadmap, equipped with local expertise and proven products. Get your seed recommendations with CVA's Go Early Seed program. Register to win $7,000 off a seed box purchase when you visit CVAcoop.com. There's room at the table. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Business technology 1, network downtime 0. Being a game-winning IT network takes hard work and an experienced technology coach. That's why our game plan includes Marco. Marco helps our entire business infrastructure perform better and score big day in and day out. With Marco's veteran experience guiding our team, every season is a winning season. Find out what your technology could be saying at marconet.com.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Now get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 and F-150 Lightning, only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, we prioritize our customers and promise an honest experience from start to finish. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and experience for yourself why we are Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer. And as your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit SidDillonChevy.com. New Road.
You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome back, Northern Illinois and Nebraska. We're getting all set to go, and now it's time for the BMO Fan of the Game. With Dr. Charles Ank. He goes by Chuck. He's joined by his wife, Carol. And they're here in the Noddle Company's broadcast booth. There are fans of the game, sponsored by BMO. Dr. Ank is the chair of radiation oncology at UNMC the last 25 years. They have been longtime clients of BMO over the past 30 years. 6 children? I feel like that. I only have 4 kids. Congratulations. You earned your medical degree from the University of Iowa, completed your residency training in radiology oncology at the Medical College of Wisconsin, eventually being recruited to join the faculty at UNMC. Is that like recruiting a football player to get recruited? Well, a lot of that may be harder. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you for the game. I noticed you got on a number 7 Husker jersey. Is that an Eric Route? I believe that is. Yeah. Who's your all-time favorite?
All-time favorite? Probably Sue.
Indomitian Sue? Yeah. That's a pretty good one.
That would be that. And I would have to say Tommy Frazier.
Oh, man, that's something else. So Matt Rhule is here. This is his first home game. You think he's going to be successful in his first home game at Memorial Stadium?
I feel really good about this.
That's really wonderful. Well, that's Dr. Chuck Ank, and his wife Carol is here with us also. And thanks again to the Anks for joining us today as our BMO fans of the game. Can you give me a Go Big Red, Dr. Ank?
Go Big Red!
Now that's the way to kick off the Matt Rhule home season. I'm Matt Coatney in the Noddles Company broadcast booth. Let's send it back to Greg Shaw.
All right, thank you, Coat. Huskers and Huskies both out warming up, getting ready for tonight's game. And, boy, it's good to have Damon Benning back in the booth with us this week. We got to turn the mojo this season around here tonight.
Yeah, we're going to try, right? Air high fives, and I'm excited to be back. It's always good to be around you, so let's have something good happen tonight.
We're watching the Huskers, Damon, warm up, and it's pretty obvious there's not going to be exciting on the field tonight. This game's going to be in the hands of the backups. We're going to beat Chuba Purdy at some point in time. Your thoughts about what that does to the dynamics of this team?
Well, hopefully it'll be a galvanizing effect, right? Because everybody else has got to step up and do their job, right? Just do your 1 of 11, and Nebraska's got a chance to be okay. It's an easy way to focus and dial in on what it is that you have to do, because I think you feel like the margin for error it was already slim. It may be a little more slim than it normally would be. So I think folks will be channeled. And listen, I hope, and I may be the only one that thinks this, sans the turnovers, I hope the offense stylistically looks a lot like it has been with Jeff Sims. That would let me know that they believe in what they're doing, the continuity of what they're doing. And remember, you got a chance to see in Boulder that running back handoff run game was starting to be a thing. Let's hope that that continues.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about, does it change much? We were talking before Minnesota about how many times would we see Jeff Sims call his own number to I think they'll run Heinrich some tonight, don't you?
Yeah, I do. He's top 4 or 5 athletes on their team. I don't know if that's really debatable, right? He's in the top 5 for speed. He's got really good change of direction. He's put on some really good weight to kind of shoulder the load. And they already have those option packages in for him in which he could utilize his legs. I think you'll see a lot more of that tonight. And listen, he's got to be excited. He'll have to work through some early nerves. But outside of that, I'm excited to see him settle in.
Well, and Matt Rhule is saying, guys, I'm not giving you coach speak. Northern Illinois' defensive front, he says, is really good. So this is going to be a challenge. I hope people don't think this is just going to be a 44-8 game like it was a couple years ago. I hope it turns into that. But I think they'll be challenged by the front of the Huskies.
Yeah, and I don't like the transitive property, but we saw what Boston College was able to do against Florida State. They hunkered down and hung in there, and I think they ended up losing by 2. And we know that Northern Illinois gave them all they wanted and then some in that opener. Now, just because A plus B equals C doesn't mean that it's that linear, but I'll tell you what, you know that they're capable. They'll play 6-7 guys along that defensive front. They got a couple of all-conference caliber guys, and they're backed up on the back end by an all-conference caliber type safety. This defense will give this Nebraska offense all they want, and maybe then some.
All right, let's talk the other side of the ball. The defense for Nebraska has just been terrific. Urban Meyer did a bit on BTN during the week where he just raved about Tony White's defense and how schematically it's so solid and how well Nebraska's tackled in the first 2 games. I know you and I both kind of have man crushes on Coach White. Yeah. They are playing some really good football on that side of the ball.
Yeah, he's got really good discernment, and what that's allowed him to do is the communication style isn't the same for everybody, even though the message is. So some guys may receive information differently. He may talk to Omar Brown differently than he talks to Luke Reimer or to Nick Henrich or Chief Borders. But what he does do is he's consistent in the style of the message. And this defense understands concepts, which means he's been able to get multiple. You'll see different fronts. You'll see a lot of personnel. And when you can play a lot of guys, everybody has pretty good command of that defense. And it starts with him being able to read his players. He's very good as a communicator.
All right, the Huskies know something about turnovers. They turned it over 3 times last week. It's really why they lost to the Salukis in their home opener a week ago. But they got a quarterback who's seen it all. I mean, right, 7th year, my goodness. That's an old guy playing college football.
Yeah, very, very mature. Nebraska needs to remind him of what it was like the last time that he was here with Michigan State, where Nebraska had one of their better wins of the season. And I think, for him, he hasn't gotten off to the kind of start that he's wanted to, obviously, with 3 turnovers, but they haven't been able to get the ground game going. So I think his poise and his patience may pay dividends in this kind of, it's a loud atmosphere. And listen, it's starting to fill up in a hurry. Although, do you get the sense this is a slow, late arriving crowd?
Just look across the way.
It is a little
25 minutes
right
from kick.
And we'll see what happens. Listen, you and
They're
I both
out having lemonades in the
I was
parking
going to
lot.
say it's a nighttime game, so maybe they're just making sure that they're hydrated correctly.
Huskers and Huskies, 5th all-time meeting. Nebraska leads the all-time series 3-1. Hoping to make it 4-1 tonight and get off the snide and get a win in this 2023 football season. Sapp Brothers is proud to be the official partner of Husker Athletics and serve Nebraskans, farmers, and Husker fans across America's heartland for over 52 years. Sapp Brothers is your total solution for all your fuel, propane, and lubricant needs. More pregame thoughts. We'll get a check-in with Jessica down on the sidelines. All that coming up next.
You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
Did I forget something?
No, just wanted to tell you I love you. Oh, don't forget to buckle up. Drive safe.
I will. Love you too.
Someone is counting on you to buckle up. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Nebraska Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
There's only a few minutes left before Mom gets home and Dad needs a win. He's had a long day, Mac. Ugh, he certainly has. Will this All-Star deliver dinner on time, or will Takeout take the title?
Oh, look. He's changing up formation. What's he up to?
There's a snap. He's heading to the fridge. Something's happening. He's going for it.
I can't believe it.
Dad's got a bottle of Dorothy Lynch, and he's done it. The chicken, the salad, the veggies. He could go all the way.
Incredible flavor. Unbelievably easy. That's how you win with Dorothy Lynch.
Husker fans, during tonight's game, we are recognizing the agricultural community in our great state with our Acres Ag Day celebration. Farmers and ranchers have helped build the culture of this state through hard work, grit, and toughness. Nebraska Athletics is proud of our agricultural heritage and strives to live out these same values every day. We would like to recognize and thank our partners supporting Acres Ag Day, Beck's Hybrids, Central Valley Ag, Channel, Golden Harvest, Pioneer, Nebraska Farm Bureau, and Nebraska Farm Bureau Financial Services. Go Big Red.
This is Big Red Football.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Allergy season is officially here. Your home should be a place where you can escape dust, pollen, and other allergens. But every time you enter your home, you bring them inside. John Henry's offers numerous products to remove allergens and germs from your home. Call John Henry's today to learn more about our indoor air quality products to breathe easier in your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics, research, and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here, too. And we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates may apply and may vary by carrier. You're listening to the Pre-Kickoff Show, brought to you by the Nebraska Lottery on the Huskers Radio Network.
One of every 3 fatal crashes in Nebraska involves an alcohol-impaired driver. If you drink, don't drive. Impaired driving is deceptively dangerous. From the NDOT Highway Safety Office, Greg Sharp, Damon Benny back with you inside the Donald Company's broadcast booth. We're about 20 minutes away from kickoff, the home opener for the Big Red here tonight. Third member of our broadcast crew, Jessica Cootie, down on the sidelines. The teams have already done their warm-ups and headed back. Anything stand out to you?
Well, obviously, I watched very closely Jeff Sims throughout those full warm-ups. He did come out in full uniform and went through.
We gon' take it to the moon, take it to the stars. You don't know what we could do to make it this far. So many stars, about to take the whole way to Mars. We have a liftoff.
As the quarter marching band and Nebraska Spirit Squad take the field to be spectacular. Now is the time for the Marching Red Experience. Presenting in their 145th year, the University of Nebraska Nebraska Cornhusker Marching Band. And drum majors, violin Decker, Jason Manzino, Stephanie Nolda, and Madison Van Opphem. It's football Saturday at Memorial Stadium, and there is no place like Nebraska! As we honor America with the playing of our national anthem, conducted by Director of Bands Dr. Carolyn Barber. By executive order of the Commander-in-Chief, all active duty military personnel in civilian attire and military veterans are authorized to maintain their cover and render a proper hand salute. The colors are being presented by a full joint color guard and commanded by midshipmen from the Navy ROTC program. The band's traditional pregame salute to the fans in all 4 stadiums begins with the well-known football classic, Mr. Touchdown, USA! Majestic strains of March Grandioso. Then let's all chant the letters of Nebraska with March of the Cornhuskers. And now, Nebraska's own Hail Varsity!
And now, the projected starting lineup for your Nebraska Cornhuskers. Presented by J-Tech Construction and Solar. On the offense, Turner Corcoran, Ethan Piper, Ben Scott, Alex Benhart. Receivers at tight end, Nate Borkercher. At slot receiver, Billy Kemp the fourth. At wideout, Alex Marcus Washington. In the backfield, at fullback, Janiron Bonner. At running back, Gabe Irvin Jr. And at quarterback, Heinrich Harber. The defense, Ty Robinson. Nash Hutmaker. Blaze Kellerson. Linebackers, Chief Borders, Luke Reimer. Isaac Gifford. Nick Henrich. The secondary, Quinton Newsom. Omar Brown. Deshaun Singleton. Malcolm Hartzog. The specialists at kicker, Tristan Alvano. At long snapper, Marco Ortiz. And at punter, Brian Buscini.
Turn ordinary to legendary. Dirt into dreams. Plains into powerhouse. Moments inspire us, unite us, and a century of moments turns tradition timeless. Steadfast and storied, yet legacy ever building. Framed by heroes, raised by legends, treasured by generations. There is no place like Nebraska.